got us together. You and I, we're here together now, but never now. 'Cause every day the world is made a chance to change, but I feel the same, and I wonder why would I wait till I die to come alive? I'm ready now, I'm not waiting for the afterlife. I'm ready now, 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 I'm ready now. I'm not waiting for the afterlife.
You steady me, slow and sweet. We sway, take the lead, and I will follow. Finally ready now to close my eyes and just believe that you won't lead me where you don't go. When my faith gets tired and my hope seems lost, you spin me round and round and remind me of that song, the one you wrote for me. And we dance, oh, we dance. And I've been sold to pick up my sword and fight for love. Little did I know the love and want for me. Here in your arms, you steal my heart again, and I breathe you in like I never breathed till now. When my faith gets tired and my hope seems lost, you spin me around and remind me of that song, the one you wrote for me. And we dance, oh, we dance. And I will lock eyes with the one who's ransomed me, the one who gave me joy for morning. And I
Good evening and welcome to this year's Northside Christian Academy Athletic Awards Night. I'm Coach Jason Harmon. It's a pleasure to have each and every one of you here this evening, and I look forward to celebrating all the many great things that our student athletes have accomplished throughout this unique and challenging year, but it's been a great year. God's blessed us in many ways. I'm going to go ahead and ask Pastor Scott Creed, our head of schools, to come up for our opening prayer.
Thank you so much, Coach Harmon. Hey, I just first of all want to say thank you to Coach Harmon for this banquet. Great job. Thank you so very much. You're a great guy and doing such a great job. Thank you. Give him a round of applause. A lot of work goes into something like this. I also want to thank our Booster Club. I see Andy Walk here. Our Booster Club's out there. Just want to say thank you so much to our Booster Club. All right, guys, thank you so much for all your hard work this year. You guys did amazing. But let me tell you what you did so amazing. And this, I mean this so sincerely. We won a lot of ball games this year, did we not? A lot of ball games. But that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is this. that you represented Jesus Christ out on that court. You represented Jesus Christ out on that field. You represented Jesus Christ everywhere we went. Not one single time did I ever have somebody come to me and says, I cannot believe how incorrigible you guys are. They always said this, there's something special about your teams. And of course, I know what that special is. It's Jesus Christ inside of us. So I'm going to say thank you to all of our players. Amazing job. And parents, thank you. Because they're not old enough to drive, so I know they had to depend on you to take them here and 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 here. So thank you for your support. We have felt it all year long. So I'm going to say from the depths of my heart, thank you, parents. You guys are amazing. Well, allow me to pray now. Father God, thank you for this time, God. Just another way to say thank you, Father. Thank you, Father, for your grace and your mercy and your love. But God, thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ. And Father God, that's why we're here. It's not about a basketball or a volleyball or a football or a pom-pom, anything, God. It's about you. And thank you that you use athletics as just another venue to capture the hearts of our children, capture the hearts of our parents, not for athletics, but for you. Father God, thank you for this time. I do pray it brings you honor and glory. I know there'll be awards given out, and everybody won't be the most valuable player. But Father, in your eyes, you're sovereign. You love us unconditionally. That's the most important thing. So Father God, we give this night to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Pastor Creed. One of the things Pastor Creed just touched on, we have wonderful support from our Booster Club and all the volunteers that go into the countless hours that help our athletic program succeed. And tonight, Janine Blacks, who's been our president all year, she's homesick, actually. So our vice president throughout this school year, Andy Walk, is going to come up and say a few words. So let's give Andy Walk a round of applause.
Thank you. I'm going to echo Pastor Creed and thank our parents and students, our administration for backing the Booster Club. A lot of time and effort goes into trying to put together a Booster Club that's here to support your student athletes. We want to put together the best facilities, the best equipment, and give the best experience we can when people come to our facilities to watch a game or our kids play a game. So I want to thank Coach Harmon, all of our staff. We appreciate everything. Appreciate the parents, your support. We have beautiful facilities. You travel around, you go to other schools, public or private, and hands down, I think we have some of the best facilities in the state. So those facilities cost a lot of money to keep up. Our fields, our gym floors, all the equipment that's necessary. So all your support, being part of the Booster Club, memberships, the merchandise you wear or buy, all goes in to help support what we do. So appreciate everybody's help and your support, and thank you for being here.
And I also want to thank real quickly Donnie Tidwell is running the lights and the sound here this evening. Got some great lighting, unlike being in the gym in past years. A lot of neat things we can do tonight with the lighting. So thank Donnie. And then Kathy Sanders is running the presentation back in the back. So thanks to her as well. Let's give both of them a round of applause also. We're about to dive into our sports. Just real quickly want to say this year was a challenging year, but in a lot of ways, our best athletic year in the history of NCA. We had a lot of firsts. This year, our cross-country team won a region championship. Our volleyball team won the lower state championship this year. Our JV football team won more games than they ever have in the past, so phenomenal year for them. First season for girls soccer. They were supposed to play last year, didn't really get into the season because of COVID last year, and then they went undefeated. So phenomenal job just by so many teams. Baseball winning the region championship for varsity baseball, and of course the first year ever for track and field program here at NCA. So just a phenomenal year by all of our teams. So let's go ahead and just give everybody once again a round of applause for those things. And we're going to get going. Most of y'all have a program here that's showing the order we're going to go in tonight, but we're going to start off. We get going first with our cross-country program. Coach Jake Turner's done a phenomenal job building that, started that program a few years ago, and it's continued to grow and thrive. And so if we can get our cross-country team led by Coach Turner, let's give them a round of applause. Guys, y'all come up to the stage. Cross-country, come on up, cross-country. On deck will be middle school volleyball, so if you can look for Coach Andy Walk over here. Middle school volleyball, go ahead and head over here to the side with Coach Walk. And cross country up here with Coach Turner.
All right. As Coach Harmon said, we had a great year cross country wise. I do want to point out that our women's team, our girls team, was also state runner up. And a lot of the young ladies you see standing back here were a part of that. A number of them finished top 15 in state. The guys, while we had a very young guys team, definitely a growing year, it was still the best guys team we had, fastest at the state meet. So that's very important. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and go into the awards. So we're going to start with our most Christ-like award. And our most Christ-like award is going to go to an individual who is always positive, always there, always picking up teammates, and that individual is JT Wiggins. Our most improved female runner is somebody who joined us late. However, she improved substantially throughout the season, almost broke our varsity state roster, and that individual is Lydia Harper. Our most improved male runner, again, was somebody who, this was his first year running, came out there. It was kind of a tough sport for him, but I looked behind me at one of the community races I ran in, and he was almost right behind me. So it was incredible to see him, and out here in the early going and our spring practices, he's doing phenomenal. That individual is Trenton Manzi. I haven't given this award in the past, but we had a ton of new individuals on this team. Probably, I don't know, it's probably 15 new individuals. So I kind of polled our high school people and asked them to give me the person they thought was the best newcomer. And we thought not only that, but who added energy to this team, but who also added something from the running side. And this person, there were so many new people. This person got 2 of the votes, and everybody else that got a vote got 1. That individual is Noah Green.
Thank you again, guys. Great season for the boys and the girls. Congratulations again to all of our cross-country participants. Thank you. Y'all can exit this way. Coach Turner, exit this way. Next up, we have our middle school volleyball team, head coached by Tim Martin. And on deck after that, JV football. JV football, go ahead and head over to Coach Walt. JV football on deck.
How are we doing, everyone? I'm Coach Martin. I'm here to introduce myself. I was the middle school volleyball coach for the girls here at Northside. We had a very amazing season. Had a lot of girls that were stepping up from your 5th grade, 6th grade, and we played a lot of teams. They probably had us about a foot by height, so we had to continue to work, continue to develop our skill set. But to let you know that each one of these kids are amazing kids. They stood out on their own. They challenge yourself. I know it's one of the hardest things for a middle school kid to have that first experience of being competitive and trying to earn a spot on their team. But I wanted to thank all the parents for all the time and getting them to in front of the practices and games. It was an amazing opportunity for me this year. So my awards that I got this year, we have most Christ-like award is going to be Madison Coker. Okay, Madison. I don't know if we're taking pictures. So, Madison, she came to the team. She was very, very new to the team, so she had a very Christ-like attitude, always willing to learn, keeping a positive attitude for the team, trying to learn the game as best she could, and do it with a kind heart. So, next one I got is most improved. I can say that almost everybody in this team has improved over 100% from the beginning of the season to the end, and I appreciate all the hard work and dedication they put in. We got Leila Hargrove. Is that? Did I say it right? Layla Hargrove. I always mess with her throughout the season. So another new member to the volleyball team. We also pushed to try to get her out into the basketball court. Couldn't get her out there, but maybe another time. So she developed. She was probably one of our tallest ones on the team. Earned a lot of points for us at the net, and I was grateful to have her on the team. Last but not least, the MVP for middle school, I went with Lily Gowan. She was our setter. She was our captain, basic leader of the team. She helped keep all the girls organized throughout my practices and kept leading by example. So, but each one of these girls, like I said, they pushed themselves to the limit. They may not have had a lot of fun sometimes, but I'm glad that I had an opportunity to coach them. And thanks for everything.
Thank you, girls. Great season. Again, middle school volleyball. Next up, we have our JV football team. JV football with Coach Greg Coffin. And in on deck, it'll be middle school shooting sports. Middle school shooting sports on deck.
Well, I think this is probably one of the best seasons that we've ever had in football from the standpoint of JV. You know, a lot of really good kids. I think everybody had fun. I think everybody got better. A lot of variety. These awards were pretty hard because everybody's great and did a great job. I think we had a great season, a little bit of adversity, but I think everybody recovered, and I think the last game of the season was our best game. So the first award goes to Trevor Hoffman for Christ-like. So I like to give a little bit of examples, and you know, Trevor was, and probably a lot of you didn't see it, but there was a game that we actually called Trevor down and put him in a completely different position, made him play defensive line. And if he hadn't have been playing defensive line that game, I don't think we'd have won that game. So it's really special when you ask a kid to do something he's not used to doing, and his answer is, yes, coach, how can I do it? So I think sacrificing for a team and giving whatever you take, that makes it most Christ-like. So congratulations. So our most outstanding back, Sam Burks. Sam. So Sam grew up a good bit. I got tired of dressing Sam for games. He was able to dress himself this year. And a couple of games he said, I'm tired of running the ball. And what I remember best was, I think it was the last game where I said, Sam, would you just run this as fast as possible? If you run this hard, you'll score a touchdown. And I don't think anybody touched him for 80 yards. So I think he's got the sky ahead of him if he sticks with it. And so the most outstanding, another back, but I would say quarterback, Jefferson McCollum. what I remember from Jeff was the first game where I started calling the plays was halftime. You knew the story was going to come up. You know, Coach, you don't throw the ball enough. Okay. Well, I'll let you call the first call after we come out of halftime. Okay. That was an interception. But I think we put up the most passing yards and put up the most touchdowns, and we scored a lot of points, and Jeff got better as the year got better. And actually, a lot of the calls actually came from Jeff. You know, he'd come over the sidelines, what do you like? And, you know, he had a lot of contributions to calling the plays. So he grew up as a quarterback and has a bright future. I don't think he's here. Oh, he is here. So most outstanding lineman. We couldn't have had a season for what we had without a lineman. Zach Gephardt. So we basically threw Gephardt into a center role against Pag. Basically we had to make a call. He hadn't played center all year, hadn't played center in practice, and basically said yes sir and stepped up, and we won that game. And we couldn't have won that game if we hadn't had him playing center. So it's always good when you can adjust, and I think he got better from last year and did solid on the line. And last, offensive lineman, Logan. So Logan's a baseball player, and then didn't realize he has a big body. I think he's realized he's got a big body now. And so when he first came out, he really didn't know he could hit somebody. And then he found out he liked hitting people. So I think he's got a bright future. So I think the football team has a bright future, a lot of athletes, and look forward to seeing the future for what it has to hold for the school.
Congratulations again to our JV football team. Thank you, guys. Next up is our middle school shooting sports. Middle school shooting sports, and on deck, the middle school girls basketball team. On deck, middle school girls basketball.
All right, thank you. So shooting sports is a unique sport. Our kids are broke up into age categories, obviously middle school, JV, and varsity, and then they're broke up into squads. So you have a squad of 3 shooters. Each squad has to have its own coach, and they participate in the event against other schools all over the country, all over the state. Feels like the country. At the events we go shoot at, there's on average 600 to 700 kids there shooting a day. The sporting clay events we go to, these kids shoot 100 rounds each, shooting a 12 gauge or a 20 gauge shotgun. They get a couple practice rounds. So in an event day we go see, it's 6,000, 7,000 shotgun shells are shot in one day. We participate in normally 8 events. This year we only got to participate in 7, and we travel all over the state. These events are hosted, sometimes they're 2 hours away. So the coaches, they're not all here tonight, but the coaches put in a ton of time in travel, a ton of time and money, wear and tear on their vehicle, taking these kids all over the state, getting them to practice time whenever they can. And this year was especially hard not being able to find shotgun shells. So they had to limit their practice time to make sure they had shells to go shoot at the events. So coaches, families, appreciate your time and effort. A lot goes into this. This is our 4th year having a shooting team. We had a total of 22 shooters in all 3 age divisions. We had a great year. We award a top shooter in each age division. So in our middle school division, this year our top shooter is Trevor Durden. Trevor, good job. And Trevor, there you go. Congratulations. And that is middle school shooting sports. Congratulations, guys. Good job. Exit to your left side for me.
Thank you, guys. Next, we have our middle school girls basketball team. Middle school girls basketball. Head coached by Tim Martin. On deck, middle school boys basketball. Middle school boys basketball, go ahead and get on deck with Coach Walk.
Hello again, I'm Coach Martin. Just in case anybody left and didn't come, or had to come back. This is the middle school girls basketball team. For this season, it was a very challenging season for a lot of these girls. Again, this is their first time for some of them playing, developing out of rec league basketball, going into middle school. They all had to challenge themselves to the best of their ability. So I will say that I've always been impressed with their desire to learn. They were always very great kids for me to coach. I never really had any issues with anybody. I tried to drive them to be competitive, just like volleyball, to kind of earn their spot. But I also had to scrape and pull to be able to fill a full squad of basketball this year. So I do appreciate all the parents letting your child play with us, and just let you know that all you guys were amazing. I appreciate all the hard work you guys did, and great to see you guys keep on growing in future games in basketball, volleyball, and any other sport you're going to play. So for the most Christ-like award, I decided to go with Morgan Howard. She's probably one of the most quietest ones on the team, but she always had a desire to kind of push herself to learn. She likes to put in the work to get her jump shots in. She understands her attributes, and she always tries to give her best to the team 100%. Next award I had, probably hands down the most skills that we had on the team. I went with the Hustle Award, Kelsey Wiggins. Good job. She got us probably easy over 100 and something steals or more throughout the season, gave us chances to score on the offensive side, gave us fast break opportunities, played with a desire not to quit or be beat at it by any means. So I appreciate the work that you put in. For the last one, I have for the middle school girls, I have the MVP, which is Hadley Linder. She she plays multiple sports. She plays a lot of club volleyball and multiple sports, whatever she can get into, from basketball, volleyball, soccer, anything we could try to drag her out to kind of do and play for the team. So her energy and effort, she was the leader of the team. She helped push the team, bring the team together, and keep the team motivated every chance that she could. So I appreciate all the work you guys have done. Continue to grow as basketball players and as good Christ-like sports players for Northside.
Congratulations again to our middle school girls basketball team. And next we have middle school boys basketball, head coached by Richard Folks. Middle school boys basketball. On deck we have track and field, coached by Jake Turner. On deck, track and field, head coached by Jake Turner.
There we go. So we had another successful middle school boys basketball season this year. It was the most unusual one I've ever coached. We had a whole month without games or practice due to COVID. But these guys were very resilient. We didn't play a single game in the month of December. But when we came back from that long break, these guys went on a big tear and won their last 8 games, which was saying something. And won the region for the third straight year. And a lot of that was due to some great leadership. Every guy up here, though, contributed and did an incredible job. Coach Coffin and I are very proud of them. It was really hard deciding who these awards would go to, but we felt very strongly that Easton McCutcheon was our most Christ-like. Easton he would do anything we asked him to in practice or in games. Any position we put him at, he did not complain once and encouraged his teammates greatly. Next, we have our most outstanding offensive player, and that is going to go to Jefferson McCollum. Good job, bud. Jefferson played point guard, I think, for the first time this year, and really stepped up. He was easily our leading scorer and also distributed the ball very well and played hard on both ends, but really stood out on offense. And you could tell when he wasn't out there that we needed him out there. Much like him, our most outstanding defensive player, you could see the same thing when he wasn't out there. But when he was out there, he was all over the place and really got after it, led us in blocks and probably rebounds. I'd have to go back and see for anything else, but Landon Folks. Good job, buddy. But again, these guys had another great season, just worked hard. It showed out on the court, and we got a lot of young guys up here. I look forward to seeing how they do next year. But good job this year, guys. Way to represent the school, your family, and Christ. Good job.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations again, guys. Next up, we have track and field. Again, this is the first year ever of our track and field program. Head coach Jake Turner. And on deck, we have middle school and JV soccer. On deck, we have our soccer program.
All right, now? Okay. All right, so like I said, this is our first year of track and field. Honestly, thought we had a really good year. I don't know if y'all noticed, we don't have a track here, so that makes it a little harder. But that's okay. Orangeburg is the only team in our region that has a track. But the guys and the girls both finished fourth in region, which is no slight to them. The three teams that finished ahead of us in region ended up finishing like top 5 in the state. So we just have a really tough region with track and field. So, but we had a good year, and I'd like to thank Coach Kyard and Coach Folks for Coach Kyard basically helped with the sprinters, jumpers, and Coach Folks did some of the, not some of them, he did discus and shot. So I really appreciate their help. And Mr. Ed Harper, who I don't believe is here, but he kind of helped us and filled in any way he needed to. So we're going to start with our most Christ-like award winner, and that person is Jeremiah Howard. Jeremiah, I know he's not here, but he was always willing to, help out with anything we needed. Never complained about anything. We were actually going into our first meet, and I said, man, I really want to put you in the mile, and he says, I'll do the mile. And he actually qualified for region first time out. Even at that point, we were looking at him as more of a sprinter. So this next award we're going to give is a coach's award. This individual literally did anything we asked him to. Didn't matter if he was exhausted, we'd be like, hey, we need another relay person. We'd go find this person and be like, hey, can you run in this 4x8 for us? Can you run in this 4x4? Can you run this 4x1? And, even there was a meet where I was like, I know you're exhausted. You ran a ton today and a ton back-to-back. And he goes, it's okay, coach. I got this. I'll run so that they can run. And that individual is Tyler Schick. This last award is men's high point track and field. So what we did there, we went away from an MVP award and decided we would just look at the varsity events and who was the male that scored the most points, for the varsity team. This individual at times had to be kind of, convinced to go compete in his events, and a lot of that was because he was a middle schooler competing against seniors and juniors, and I totally understand, it was a bit intimidating for him, but he did a phenomenal job. Came really close to qualifying for state, but just missed it, but he did qualify at region and finished third in his 110 hurdles. Noah Green.
Congratulations again to our track and field program. Great job, guys. Next up, we have our middle school and JV girls soccer. Middle school and JV girls soccer, head coached by Brian Elrod. On deck, we have JV baseball. JV baseball on deck.
Hey everybody, so like Coach Harmon mentioned, this was actually our second year for girls soccer, but with COVID last year we didn't actually get to compete, so we were excited about that, and like everyone else has thanked everyone before, our administration, our Booster Club volunteers, our trainers. Just takes so many people to do all the things to make us successful. Thank you to Mr. Rich for always doing our PA. And I'd like to also, just before we talk about our team, I'd like to thank our coaches, our other coaches, Coach Wiggins, Coach Martin, and Coach Blackman. These are just some really amazing men. I've really enjoyed getting to work with them every day. They invest their time, their money. They provide, Coach Wiggins bought the balls for us, everything, all of our training materials. And they've been good communicators and good men of Christ that I've enjoyed working with, and I've enjoyed having them coach my own daughters. Before we get into our 3 awards real quick, I just want to recognize our captains for our JV team was Hope McClellan and Jenna Scruggs. And our captains for our middle school team were Kelsey Wiggins, Hadley Lindner, and Lauren Stevenson. So it was sort of hard picking these awards because a lot of these ladies are really good at soccer. A lot of them were really good before, they've had a lot of training at the club level. I did want to recognize our leading scorer was Kelsey Wiggins. She had 15 goals for us. Monroe had 13, and Lauren had 9. Our assist leader was Monroe Hip, and Emma Kate and Sion were our other 2 leading assists. Led us in assist. Okay, so for our most Christ-like award for middle school was Addison Poston. Addison, she just kind of went about her business, but she always had a smile on her face, and she always just embodied what Christ is all about. We did co-MVPs for our middle school team, and they are Suri Kantav and Devin Howard. So for our JV team, our most Christ-like award goes to Emma Kate Swigert. She was just really probably the most selfless person on the team. She did whatever we asked her to do. Just kind of went about her business and just did a great job for us, and is also an excellent soccer player and a great teammate. So our co-MVPs for JV were Sion and Salah. So, a quick story about them. Our last match of the season, we had the opportunity to play against the team that was coached by my old soccer coach and one of my mentors. And after the game, when we hugged, he said, you know, Brian, if you have the best player on the field, you always have a chance. And you had the best player on the field, but it was two of them. So, co-MVPs. Thank y'all.
Congratulations again, middle school and JV girls soccer. Thank you. And our final sport of the middle school awards ceremony, JV baseball, head coached by Chris Laurimore.
Well, I love coaching baseball. This is easily my least favorite part of coaching. I have to stand on the stage. But the 8 guys you see in front of us right now represent our 10-man squad. We had 10 players on a baseball team for the entire season. Those of you who are familiar with baseball, you need 9 to play a game. So that didn't leave a whole lot of room for COVID, injury, missing out, whatever else. We even had one player play with a broken finger more than once. So definitely some tough guys. We had a really scrappy team this year. We played really big schools like Batesburg-Leesville, like Gray Collegiate. We also played Orangeburg Prep, and we absolutely held our own. Really proud of these guys. We've had a JV baseball squad for 3 years now, and it's growing, feeding into the varsity program, and I'm really proud of them. They've really accomplished plenty. So, I've got 3 awards tonight. First is going to be the Most Christ-like award. This is for our catcher. This guy lived behind the dish. He stepped up. He led when he had to lead. He followed when he had to follow. He didn't ask questions unless he had to. And Easton McCutcheon, I'd like to offer this to you. Thanks, man. Now, this next player, we voted for Most Improved because, well, Cade played baseball last year for the first time since 3rd grade. And last year we didn't play very long. We had a very short season. So he came out this year. He was really intense. He was aggressive and contributed very well to the team. So Cade Poston, I don't think Cade's here right now, but we gave him their Most Improved. And lastly, we have the Hustle Award. I mentioned him just a minute ago. Wick came out and played with us. He broke his finger in practice, came out and played anyway. Broke his finger again 2 weeks later. He's running out of fingers. But Witt never quit running. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations again to our JV baseball team. Thank you, guys. Once again, an incredible year for all of our middle school athletes. Thank you, as Pastor Creed and all the coaches reiterated, to our parents and all of you who contributed in so many ways to make this year successful. One thing to point out, if you're an athlete here and you did not get your certificate, please make sure you see your coach before you leave to get your participation certificate. So see your coach if you didn't grab that. Also, coaches, if you didn't grab your coach's gift before you walked off the stage, please make sure you've got it, because we've got some phenomenal gifts up here that was purchased by our booster club. Coach Walk's holding it up. You can see it. Nice Northside Athletics Yeti. So coaches, make sure you grab that if you did not before you leave this evening. One other thing, if you want to stay around, our varsity and high school banquet does not start until 7:15. So if you want to come on the stage, take a few pictures or whatnot before you leave, feel free to come up, grab any pictures before you leave this evening. But thank you once again for all that you've done. I just wanted to close with one thing. I wrote this on the back of the program tonight. It's Colossians 3:23, and I think a lot of our coaches this year exhibited this, or hopefully all of them did, and our players I know for a fact did as well. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart is working for the Lord, not for men. Colossians 3:23. But we really try to embody that here at Northside, working and participating and competing with all of our heart so that we can serve the Lord with how we play whatever sport or activity that we're doing. And so thank you, student athletes, for the way that you did this year and the way that you competed with all of your heart. And thank you to our coaches once again for just exhibiting the sportsmanship that you did throughout this year. And anyway, we look forward to great things in store for all of our athletes coming up in the near future. So thank you guys, and God bless, and have a good night. Thank you.
Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You've been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You've been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights in love from leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. I was your foe, still your love fought for me. You've been so, so good to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. You've been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights No shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming out to me. No wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming out to me. No shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming out to me. No wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming out to me. Through you, I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible. Through you, blind eyes are open. Strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. 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 I'm not gonna live by what I see. I'm not gonna live by what I feel. 'Cause deep down I know that you're here with me. I know that you can do anything. Through you, I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible. Through you, blind eyes are open. Strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. 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 Nothing is I believe, I believe. Yeah, I believe in you. I believe, I believe. Oh, I believe in you. I believe, I believe. I believe in you. I believe, I believe. I believe in you. I believe, I believe. Yeah, I believe in you. I believe, I believe. I believe in you. Through you, I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible. I believe, I believe. Yeah, I believe in you. I believe, I believe. Yeah, I believe in you. And as you speak, 100 billion galaxies are born. you speak, 100 billion things disappear. Well, you lost your life so I could find it here. And if you left the grave behind you so alive, I can see your heart and everything you've done. Every part designed in a work of art called love. And if you gladly chose surrender, so will I can see your heart in a billion different ways. Every precious one, a child you died to save. And if you gave your life to love them, so will I. Like you would again 100 billion times. But what magic could amount to your tears? You're the one who never leaves the one behind.
Oh, your love cannot be tamed, cannot be changed. Laid your life down when you came to fill the space. I cannot run to a place too far away. I will collide with perfect grace. Your love is magnetic, pulling me close, my heart could never resist it. You sweep me away, your love will always find a way to bring me back to you. Your love is magnetic, pulling me close to you. Oh, your love cannot be tamed, cannot be changed. Laid your life down when you came to fill the space. I could not run to a place too far away. I will collide with perfect grace. Your love is magnetic, pulling me close, my heart could never resist it. You sweep me away, your love will always find a way to bring me back to see the cloud, I step in. I wanna see your glory like Moses did. Flashes of light and rolls of thunder, but I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Show me your glory. Show me your glory, oh God. Show me your glory. Show me your glory. Marked by your beauty, lost in your eyes. I want to walk in your presence like Jesus did. Your glory surrounds me, and I'm overwhelmed. But I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Show me your glory. Show me your glory, oh God. Show me your glory. Show me your glory. I long to love on the face. feel it in my bones, you're about to move. I feel it in the wind, you're about to ride in. You said that you would pour your spirit out. You said that you would fall on sons and daughters. So come. I feel it in my bones, you're about to move. I feel it in the wind, you're about to ride in. You said that you would pour your spirit out. You said that you would fall on sons and daughters. So like the rain, come drench us in love. Let your glory rush in like a flood. 'Cause we are fixed on this one thing, to know your goodness, to see your glory, and we're transformed by this one thing, to know your presence, to see your beauty. I can see it now, your kingdom come. I can hear it now, the sounds of heaven. You said that if we ask, we'll receive. So we're asking for the greater measure. So like the rain, come drench us in love. Let your power rush in like a flood. 'Cause we are fixed on this one thing, to know your goodness, to see your glory, and we're transformed by this one thing, to know your presence, to see your beauty. So come and pull on through, Spirit move. We're ready for you to come and blow on through. Come and do what only you can do. So come and blow on through, Spirit move. We're ready for you to come and blow on through. Come and do what only you can do. 'Cause we are fixed on this one thing, to know your goodness, to see your glory, and we're transformed by this one thing, to know your presence, to see your beauty. Around these walls, I thought by now they'd fall, but you have never failed me yet. Waiting for change to come, knowing the battle's won, for you have never failed me yet. Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness, faithfulness.
I tasted fire, I'm ready to come alive. I can't just shut it up and fake that I'm alright. I'm ready now, I'm not waiting for the afterlife. I'll let it burn the way the sunlight burns my skin. The way I feel inside, the way the day begins. I'm ready now, I'm not waiting for the other side. I'm ready now, I'm ready now. 'Cause every day the world is made a chance to change, but I feel the same. And I wonder why would I wait till I die to come alive? I'm ready now, I'm not waiting for the afterlife. I'm ready now, 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 I'm ready now. I'm not waiting for the afterlife. I still believe we can live forever. You and I, we begin forever now. Forever now. Forever. I still believe in us together. You and I, we're here together now. Forever now. Forever. I still believe we can live forever. You and I, we begin forever now. Forever now. Forever. I still believe in us together. You and I, we're here together now. But never now, 'cause every day the world is made a chance to change, but I feel the same. And I wonder why would I wait till I die to come alive? I'm ready now, I'm not waiting for the afterlife. I'm ready now, 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 I'm ready now.
Well, good evening and welcome to our high school Crusader Athletic Awards Night. Extremely excited about having everyone here. I'm Coach Jason Harmon, and we've had a great middle school award ceremony earlier, and it's fun now to move on to our high school portion. But I just want to start this evening by thanking everybody for being here. Thank you to all the support we've gotten this year from our whole administration, our parents, faculty, and just everyone involved has made this year an incredible year. It's been a unique year, obviously, with COVID and fighting through that, but we've been able to still play a lot of games and get in most of our practices and fight through to make this a very successful athletic year. So we're excited to celebrate that this evening. And before we get really going, I want to welcome up our head of schools, Pastor Scott Creed, for our opening prayer.
Thank you, Coach Harmon. I just want to say quickly, thank you, Coach Harmon, for all your hard work, for all this work tonight. It's up to you. Thank you. And thank you for all our coaches. Just amazing job. I want to thank our players. You did great. You did amazing. And let me tell you something about you, just to be very, very quick. But, you know, we came so close. We won a lot of regional championships this year. We came so close to winning several state championships in so many sports. But every time we walked off the court or the field, I don't know if I was any more proud of our players even when we lost. Because we had Christ-like attitudes, and people saw that Jesus Christ was in each one of our players. And I don't know a time that we walked off the court that people didn't say, wow, there's something special about those Crusaders. So, players, you did a great job. Lots of wins. Thank you so much for all your hard work. I love you guys. Amazing. Parents, thank you for your support. I don't think I got one single phone call this year on anything other than saying thank you. Great job, parents. Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to start off with a word of prayer, and we'll begin. Well, dear Lord, we just thank you for this evening and just another opportunity to glorify you. Father God, we thank you for your love and your mercy. Father, we thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ. And Father God, that is the reason that we have athletics. It's just another venue, another avenue, Father, to share the love of Jesus Christ with our players, our opponents, our families, God. That's why we're here. So, Father God, thank you for the joy, the fellowship of just being able to play sports each and every day. Thank you for all our parents, coaches, players, all of our volunteers, so many volunteers, God, to make this athletic year happen, Father. We love you, and we give this evening to you, Father. Amen.
Y'all can give him a round of applause. Thank you, Pastor Creed. We want to next just talk briefly about all the outstanding volunteers we've had with our Booster Club this year. Our Booster Club does a ton to give our athletic teams a chance to have the things that they need to be successful on and off the field. And so very thankful for all that they've done this year. I want to welcome up Andy Walk. He's our vice president this past year for the Booster Club. Janine Black is actually sick tonight. She was our president, so we hate she couldn't be here. But let's give Andy Walk and the Booster Club a round of applause.
Thank you, and thank everybody for being here tonight. The Booster Club exists to support you all, your students, your athletes. We have great facilities. They're expensive to keep up. Your memberships help keep those alive and active and in good shape. We try to have best equipment for our kids and players to have. It's expensive. You all know that, and I appreciate everybody's support. Janine, again, is sick tonight, our president and outgoing president. So appreciate your help. And Janine, I think she's watching online. Thank you, and we love you and appreciate you. Also, Miss Amy Everett's stepping off this year, and we appreciate Amy. She is tremendous and irreplaceable, and we thank her. But thank everybody for your support. Thank the staff, administration, Jason, all they've done for the Booster Club, and look forward to another good year.
And we liked Andy Walk so much as the vice president, but just so you know, he's our president next year, so he got promoted. So great job to Andy for all he's done. By the way, Amy Everett, who's, I don't know, Amy, are you in here right now? Is Amy in here? She was outside doing the cupcakes. All of our student athletes, when you leave tonight, make sure you grab a cupcake. She makes phenomenal cupcakes, and so they're all out there. But make sure you grab one. She's serving like she always is out in the lobby, but hopefully she'll make her way back in here in just a moment. We have a lot of important people that just have served so selflessly, I should say, throughout the year, and we want to recognize them tonight just through our Booster Club. So many people. The first, again, she's not here tonight, is Janine Black, our president. Janine just steps up and is taking our Booster Club to a whole new level this year, so we're very thankful for all that she's done. Amy Everett, if somebody can grab Amy, we'd love to have her come in because we want to get her up on the stage in a minute if she's up here. Come on, Amy. Come on up, Amy. Amy's served us this year as the treasurer of the Booster Club, and we've got a small token for her. So come on up, Amy. Also, while she's making her way up, Debbie Spangler. I don't know if Debbie should be in here, hopefully. Debbie Spangler served doing a lot of volunteer coordinating. Not just this year, but like many of our volunteers, she's been doing that for many years. We want Debbie Spangler to make her way up here as well, along with Dwayne McLemore. Dwayne McLemore takes pictures. His pictures have been outstanding. You can come on up, Dwayne. If you see all the photos you were watching when you were looking at the slideshow prior to the banquet starting, Dwayne has taken so many great photos throughout the year. And we hope he'll continue to do that. I know Bryce and his son's graduating, but hopefully Dwayne will continue to take some great pictures for us. Did a phenomenal job. Also tonight, somebody that's not here is Nancy Brown. Nancy Brown is not with us this evening. Nancy has done so much with all of our sports teams, everything from helping financially to just supporting the teams, bringing drinks throughout the year. Just a phenomenal job to Miss Nancy. We've kind of recognized her at our last home baseball game, but we hate she couldn't be here. We actually have a helmet. If you can grab that, Coach Walk, behind. We have a helmet. I'll show it in case she happens to be watching on the live stream. We have a helmet that we're donating to Miss Nancy Brown, and so this will be yours. I don't know if she wants to put it on her head or not, but she can hopefully display it somewhere in her home, and we just want to give her a round of applause as well right now. We also want to call up Frank Compton. Where's Frank at? Frank Compton. I'm putting Andy. Andy doesn't know how to do this. Andy, I'm going to turn Frank over to you because you know Frank's done so many things I can't keep up with it all. But if you can please just highlight some of them for me.
Yeah, we will be here for another hour. Frank is tremendous. Those of you, y'all know Frank is tremendous. Every time there's a need, Frank is there. He loves the school. He loves the students. He loves the families. And Frank is just irreplaceable. Appreciate all his help. And just a small token say appreciation and say thank you for all that you've done. We've done projects together. We did the baseball scoreboard. He's helped me set up the field for years, football and baseball, taking trash out. I mean, whatever needs to be done, Frank is always there to help. So Frank is tremendous. We appreciate everything Frank's done.
And we also have a football helmet that we're going to present to Frank Compton as well. And that's for you to always keep. Thank you again, Frank, for all that you've done. And y'all just hang tight. Y'all all three stay up here for the time being. Also, Taylor Niles. Taylor, are you here? Is Taylor in the room? She's our athletic trainer. Come on up, Taylor. Come on up. Taylor was our trainer this year, taking care of all the student athletes. She is going to be she's leaving us here in the next week or two. She's finishing up her program at USC, but we're extremely thankful for all that she's done. She was a phenomenal trainer for us and did so much to keep our athletes healthy and try to prevent injury and all the things that great trainers do. So the players actually signed a card for you, Taylor, for you to take with you. So that's a signed card from a lot of our athletes, and we want to thank her. Let's give Taylor a round of applause. And then somebody else, and last but not least, this particular person has served us since August of 2016, and this was his last year, this past month of May of 2021. So for the past over 5 years, Jerry Smith has served as our Crusader PA announcer. He has done so much in terms of just countless volunteer hours. He has called out the lineups, has called the play-by-play during the game. He's done post-game interviews. He's done so much to just try to make our Crusader sports exciting at the events, and he's done a phenomenal job. We just want to say a special thanks to you, Jerry, for all that you've done. I don't know who we're going to get to do that job next year, but they got big shoes to fill, and we want you to come on up, Jerry. Thank you again, Jerry Smith. And we actually have a little microphone here. It's got, since he likes to be on the mic, it's a microphone that says Jerry Smith, Crusaders PA announcer, August 2016 to May 2021. Thanks for all your hard work and dedication throughout the years. And he always wants to be on the mic, so we're going to give him a quick minute to say a quick word.
First of all, I want to say the support that I've had from the staff and the coaches has been fantastic. All these young athletes we have out here, they're like my own kids. I don't have no kids here at Northside. I kind of got into this job because of a neighbor and a friend who had kids coming here. But every one of you kids, and I say kids, young adults, you are like my own kids. And I really appreciate the support each and every one of y'all that y'all gave me throughout the year. Y'all need to be really thankful for your parents, because your parents is the one that guides you and supports you and puts you in the right direction there. And they have raised each and every one of you so well. I love how well-mannered and well-respectful you kids are. I'm going to miss you. Jason, I'm always available for fill-in if you need. It's just I'm not going to do it full time. I love Northside Christian School. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. And thank you again to all of our outstanding volunteers that have done so much. Again, Taylor Niles, Jerry Smith, Janine Black, Amy Everett, Debbie Spangler, Dwayne McLemore, Frank Compton, and Nancy Brown. Let's give them one last round of applause. Thank y'all. And while they're exiting, I know there's plenty of people here who we did not call up to the stage that we could easily. So many of you are so helpful in so many ways. So please know we appreciate just each and every one of you who provides so much support for us in many ways. We're going to move forward now with starting the recognition of our teams. This year, in a lot of ways, and I don't think in a lot of ways, I think it's pretty factual, was our most successful athletic year to date, just in terms of the success on the field or on the court. Our cross-country team won a region championship. Our volleyball won a lower state title, as well as a region championship. Both our men's and women's basketball teams made the playoffs. Our soccer girls JV and middle school girls soccer played their first season. Last year, a lot of their season was canceled due to COVID. Our baseball team, region champions in the Final Four of the state playoffs. And track and field, the first season ever as the start of that program launched this spring. So many great things happened this year. I just want to give a huge round of applause to all of our coaches for all the successes they had this year. And with that, we're going to start off here with our fall sports. First, varsity cross country, head coached by Jake Turner. Head on up to the stage, and on deck, you'll see Coach Andy Walk's going to be standing over here. If you're up next for the varsity women's golf, you'll go over here to Coach Walk. But we want first up on stage, varsity cross country, head coached by Jake Turner.
As Coach Harmon said, we had a very successful season. I'd like to thank all the parents that helped out during the cross-country season. The team wouldn't be what it is without y'all. Y'all do so much, from helping me time miles at races to just getting the athletes to all the different meets we go to. So I appreciate all y'all's sacrifices. Like I said, we had a very successful year. The girls won a region championship. Not everybody that was part of that's up here. Part of them were part of the middle school banquet. But I would also like to point out that these young ladies were also state runner-up this year, which is just really incredible. And says a lot about all the time and effort they put into this season. So a little bit different here, but we've already given out quite a bit of our awards, but I've still got two right here. And the first one I'm going to give out is our this is going to go to an individual who has improved substantially, not just this season, but over the past couple years. And honestly, I think he's faster now than he probably ever thought he would be. Not only that, but he really stepped up and took on a leadership role with our team. And let me make sure, yeah, there's only one male standing up here. So Connor Van Hoosier. All right, so moving on to our women's MVP for cross country. This is an individual, again, had an incredible season. This individual continued to improve this year. Season didn't end exactly how she wanted it to, but she still finished within the top 15 in state. And she was actually a Lexington County region championship runner, so top 15 overall in Lexington County, which is just incredible. And that individual is Ella Jeffrey.
Congratulations again to our varsity cross country. Next, we have varsity women's golf, head coached by Glenn Smith. On deck, JV volleyball. JV volleyball on deck over here with Coach Walk.
Good, got it. Well, this is it's always a joy for me to be a part of athletics in some regard. I serve in a different role here at school, but this is really one of the great sources of joy for me to be a part of what's going on here at Northside in athletics, and it's just been such a blessing. I want to thank just the parents for your continued support and support of the administration, allowing me to continue to do this. But this year was tremendous. We continue to have represent Northside as a team in state. This is our second straight year we've been able to do that. And I just want to call out a couple of girls been in the program for several years. Annie and Mackenzie and Madeline. Without these girls, we would not be able to continue the tradition of having girls golf here at Northside. I do want to just tell, I love to tell some great stories, but but just one real quick. And I've never experienced this on the golf course before, let alone here, on a team. But we were at the state golf tournament, and I try to follow along all the girls in some form or fashion, but just happened to be following Maddie Stutz on the second hole, and she went for the green in 3 and put her ball in a tree, and it stayed in the tree. You remember this? Yeah, we just where'd the ball go, and it never came down. So I'd never experienced that before, and of course she got a drop and, went on and played about the hole. But anyway, also just the great young ladies, and appreciate everything that they demonstrate to me. Just the commitment and the faithfulness, the improvement that they've shown this year is really amazing. So with that said, we do have to talk about some girls that have stood out in different areas, but I want to start with the most improved. And you tend to start with people that maybe have picked up the sport for the first time. You typically see a lot of improvement, from those individuals, but you won't see it if they don't try and put the time in. And that's exactly what this young lady did. So the first award that I'd like to give is the most improved. That goes to Averly Pettibone. Congratulations. And then the second award I'm going to give tonight is it's going to be the MVP, because I want to end with our Christ-like award. But, to me, it's very easy to say, well, the most valuable players are the one with the best scores, right? It's easy to define it that way, and sometimes that's, is appropriate. Many times, though, it's not necessarily the case, because they fulfill a role on the team that's far more than just earning points, right? Leadership. You can't have a great team without leadership, all right? You can't have you can't have a team without people that are great examples and want to help others. But in this case, both cases, both situations are true. Our MVP this year goes to Madison Stutz. And then I always like to give this award last. That person that maybe exemplifies Christ. All of our girls they do, not just on the golf course, by the way. Yeah, I mean that. On the golf course, though, you're out there sometimes by yourself. You're really, it's you with 2 or 3 other players from another school. It's just you. But in this situation, I want to just call out one individual. And when you say most Christ-like, the most like Christ, is that something God calls us to be like that in every regard, isn't it? It's hard, isn't it? It's hard, especially in a competitive nature. It's hard when our flesh comes out. But, most Christ-like, I think of these things: unconditional love, others-centered, humble, compassionate, is able to have self-control, and they seek first God's kingdom. Big difference there. So I want to give this award this year to Madeline Stover. Thank you all, and thank you Northside, thank you ladies. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you again, Coach. Congratulations, girls. Next up, we have JV Volleyball. JV Volleyball head coach by Jim Prather. On deck, Varsity Volleyball. Varsity Volleyball over here on deck with Coach Walk.
Good evening. I get to stand up here with some different looking girls that I'm used to seeing. Got some beauties here tonight. First, I would like to thank the parents. This is redundant for every sport, particularly for the JV. athletes because I don't think any of them were able to drive last year. So we're depending on parents to get them to practice, take them home, get them to games and so forth. So I really do appreciate that. Want to thank Team Mom, Stephanie Pantoja, for all the work that she did to coordinate the rides, helping with the food and those types of things, and her assistants, Jennifer Scruggs and Amanda Hadler. We just thank you for all the work that you've done. I don't think Coach Tim Martin is here, but want to thank Coach Tim Martin for how he helped. There he is. Thanks so much for what he does with all of the volleyball program, and my understanding is with all the sports at Northside. He does a great job with encouraging the girls and using his expertise as he's teaching. And I also want to thank Connor McGee, who's standing over here. Some of you might be wondering, well, why is that guy with the JV volleyball team? Well, Connor not only helps with JV, he helps with the middle school team and with the varsity. Connor plays volleyball at a high level. He plays on a traveling team out of Charlotte, all over the country. And he is a terrific person to have helping to help improve the girls, work with them and all of their skills. Just thank him so much for his help. Just a couple of things about the JV team. I know most everyone's aware of the success of the varsity, but I want to point out a couple of things that the JV team did. Our season was 12 wins and 3 losses. It was the highest winning percentage that we've had as a JV team. We played 5 matches against other Columbia area teams and won all 5 of those matches. So we're excited about what the girls did. We were led by our 10th graders, Jennifer Scruggs, Lily Pantoja, our captains, and then Grace Black was with us just for 1 year. We will definitely miss those girls as they move on. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't also thank Coach Elrod for the support he gives us, letting me coach. I appreciate that so much. Then the awards I would like to give out, let's see, I don't have those. Okay, for our most Christ-like individual, this award's going to Tiffany Ward. Tiffany's not here. Another award that we're giving is the most improved volleyball player, and this is the most improved from the beginning of our summer work all the way through the season, and that goes to Haley Clark. And Haley's not with us. And the last award that we have to give out is for the best server. I don't know if all of you realize, but in volleyball, if you can't serve, you can't score. So we give an award to the person that has the highest percentage score of serving throughout the year, and that goes to Lily Pantoja. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations again to JV Volleyball. And next up, we have varsity volleyball, head coached by Brian Elrod. On deck, we have varsity cheer. If you're here for varsity cheer, over here on deck with Coach Walk.
Hey everybody, I'm Coach Elrod. I did want to also thank the administration, the Booster Club, all the volunteers before I get into honoring our team. Also want to thank all of our parent volunteers, Miss Brownell, Miss Colby, Miss Funderburg, and Miss Banks for always doing the score table and team mom duties. And also for Connor, who always helped us at practice. I just want to echo what Coach Jim said. I can't really compliment him any better than that. He's an awesome player, and he helps us a lot. Also want to thank Coach Martin again and Coach Jim. Our program really took off when these two men started helping us out. We already had a good program, but they just really helped us take it to the next level. They do so much behind the scenes. I've learned so much from both of them as individuals, and they're both godly men, and they're men that I'm proud to have as my friends, but I'm also enjoy working with them every day. I told Coach Harmon at the beginning of the year, he asked me for a quote about this team, and I told him, I said, I think this has the chance to be our best team we've ever had. And that's not a slight to any of our other teams. We've had some really good teams, but I just really felt like with their work ethic and with their skill level and their camaraderie, if they all paddled in the same direction, that we would be really good. We lost 2 games kind of early in the season, and I started to kind of maybe second guess that a little bit, but they never stopped working, just kept on sowing the seed, and they just kept on loving each other, kept on working, finished the season out undefeated, made a great run all the way to state, and I'm just really proud of them. Before I get into our 3 awards, I did want to recognize my 5th-year senior, my redshirt senior, Caroline Blake. It's just been really fun to get to know her ever since she was in 7th grade. She's come a long way. It's been nice to have her on the volleyball team as somebody that we've built the team around, and I'm really glad she got to experience those teams this past year. So as far as our 3 awards, we'll start with our most Christ-like. This person, no matter how it was going at school, how it was going on the court, whatever was going on in her life, she was humble, she was kind, always sweet, a consummate teammate, and just a really fun person to be around. That person is Courtney Wilson. So we talk a lot about being a good teammate, and we want them to strive to always be a good teammate, and we let them vote on who the best teammate is. And so for our best teammate this year was Emily Colby, as voted on by her teammates. Our last award is our MVP, and it's to be our MVP, it's mostly about statistics, but it also has to be a good teammate. This person led us in assists, led us in aces, top 5 in kills, and she just set the tone with her hustle. Our MVP is Grace Dennis. Also wanted to recognize we had 4 all-region players. This is the first time we ever had 4. So I'm going to call them out and let them come get their plaque here. Caroline Blake, Alexa Brownell, Grace Dennis, and our first ever freshman all-region, Reagan Funderburg. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great job, varsity volleyball. Let's give them another round of applause. Next, we have varsity cheer. Varsity cheer, come on up. And on deck, we have varsity football. Varsity football on deck with Coach Walt. Yes, this is for football and or basketball cheerleading. So if you did either one, come on up to the stage, football or basketball cheerleading. And Coach Dorothy Kelly could not be with us this evening, so she actually sent in a video to talk to the team and to highlight their awards for this year.
Hey Northside, it's Coach Kelly here with the cheerleading program. I really hate I'm not able to be in person with you all tonight to celebrate such a wonderful year, but I did want to send just a shout out to congratulate all you student athletes, especially the cheerleaders this past season. I'm so proud of you all. You've really pushed through in a really tough year with the COVID-19 pandemic. We had a lot of fun and we grew a lot as a cheerleading program, so I'm really proud of all of you this past year. I'm really excited for another year as well, but I did want to highlight 3 awards I have for the cheerleading program from this past year. The first award is the Toughest Cheerleader Award. It goes to a young girl who it was her first year cheering, and she really just stepped up She wasn't afraid of any new skills. She was ready to accept the challenge, move forward, push through. If she fell down, she got right back up. She trusted her teammates. She asked questions. So I'm really proud of the hard work and dedication she put in. So this year, the Toughest Cheerleader Award goes to Kendra Smith. I'm so proud of you. You've really pushed through and grown so much this past year. So I'm so proud of you. So congratulations to Kendra. You are our toughest cheerleader for this past year. Our next award is the Most Spirited Award, and it goes to a young girl who has cheered for a few years now, and she really just steps up as a leader and helps teach other cheerleaders the cheers and the dances, but she has such a strong voice, and even in a crowd at a football game, basketball game, in the crowd of cheerleaders, I can always hear her voice above the rest, and brings just such a positive attitude to the cheerleading program. So our Most Spirited Award for this past year goes to Allison Brody. I am so proud of you and so thankful for the spirit and energy you bring every day, every practice. So congratulations to Allison. And our last award is the Most Christ-like Award, and it goes to a young girl that the very first time I met her at our very first practice this past season, during a break, she asked if I could pray for one of her friends who was going through some health issues, and I just loved how outspoken she was about her faith and the love for our Lord, and I saw that throughout the whole season. I'd see her pray and hug and love on her teammates and love on other students here at Northside. She was just so outspoken and such a great mentor and leader to other cheerleaders and students here at Northside. So congratulations to Hallie Horton. You are our most Christ-like cheerleader for this past season, and I'm very proud of you. But to all of the cheerleaders this past year, you've worked so hard. I'm so proud of you all, thankful for you all. And again, to the faculty, parents, staff here at Northside, thank you for a great year and your support of the cheerleading program. I hope everyone has a wonderful night tonight, and I will see you all soon. Have a good one.
Congratulations again to our varsity cheer. And if you were one of the award winners, you have your awards right here. Congratulations. Thank you all again. Thank you for all your support and the spirit you bring to Northside Athletics. Next up, we have varsity football. Varsity football, head coached by Stacy Bell. Coach Bell is not with us this evening. Coach Greg Coffin is going to be speaking on behalf of the coaching staff.
So I think this group of guys, the foundation of the football program, you look at it a couple years ago, we struggled with numbers, and the success of the football program, and I think the success of moving forward from where we made a turn this year is on the backs of these guys. We told them at the beginning of the season that, we were proud of them for where we are and the loyal dedication they gave last summer. And the hard work they put into, and we were happy to get the season in. We were happy to really get through without having any problems with COVID. And from a standpoint of moving forward, this was a pretty successful season. So for the first award, we're going to give for most Christ-like. And when I describe this person, pretty much you ask him what to do, and he says, "Whatever you want me to do, Coach." Moved around to different positions, pretty much wherever we asked him to go. And when you look at how he improved from a standpoint of strength and skill, you couldn't ask anything from a better player. And as far as I'm concerned, the best thing you can describe about somebody is being coachable. And this is probably one of the most coachable kids I've ever been around, Bryson McElmore. So, from a standpoint of outstanding lineman, I think this is important to have, this award. We asked a lot of this guy. He was our starting center, sophomore, junior year. Moved him to guard this year, mainly because we needed a guard. It wasn't because he was playing bad, but he stepped up. I don't think he's here tonight, but Jacob Spangler. So this award is outstanding back, but I would kind of describe as outstanding wide receiver, running back, linebacker, cornerback, safety. Pretty much could name it. What I remember about this player is his freshman year, sitting out on a scrimmage field and watching him play where I thought he was fast, and then figured out he didn't know how to tackle, so we had to work on that. He got a lot better. Charlie Compton. So for another outstanding back, quarterback, safety, crazy kid. You know, I look back at a couple years ago, actually 3 years ago, we're midweek, we're Tuesday, and we don't have a quarterback. And we asked this kid to step up and be a quarterback. Hadn't been a quarterback, didn't know how to be a quarterback, we had to teach him. And actually that night he went out and gave his heart, and look where he was. We sat on the sidelines and watched his, at the Skis All-Star, and I think he was the best quarterback that night. So, all right, Max McKenna. Crazy man. All right, and last but not least, although he's probably is least, another outstanding back. They can't go without each other. Pretty much, we call them the triplets. And you see two, you see three. You know, I look back at the first skeleton we ran and put Ross back at cornerback, and I think you remember that time where it just ball got thrown over your head over and over and over again. But then I remember the score for a touchdown, and all the sideline heard was, "I'll get a steak dinner," and nobody knew what that meant. So made a lot of strides and was a very valuable player. So Braden Ross. So we had some all regionals, 3 players calling forward. Charlie Compton, Max McKenna, and Braden Ross. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations again to our varsity football team. Varsity football. And I forgot to do the on-deck circle last round, so my apologies. The shooting sports, JV and varsity shooting sports coming up with Coach Walk. And on deck, varsity women's basketball. Varsity women's basketball on deck over here.
Thank you. So shooting sports is a unique sport. We shoot in 3 different divisions: middle school, JV, and varsity. Then the kids are split up into squads of 3, and each squad of 3 has to have their own coach. We're missing several tonight and a couple coaches, but we travel all over the state. We normally participate in 7 or 8 events. The kids shoot, 600-700 rounds apiece at events. They'll shoot several hundred more rounds at practice. So they'll shoot thousands of rounds throughout the year. Our coaches do a tremendous job. Like I say, each squad of 3 has its own coach. I have the privilege of being the head coach, but our squad coaches do a great job. They take these kids, literally all over the state, 2 hours away in different directions, stay all day. Their entire Saturday is spent with them. They do a tremendous job. The awards we give out the most Christ-like award for our entire team. That includes varsity, JV, and middle school. This kid forever has a smile on his face. He's always an encouragement whenever you're around him. This year's most Christ-like is Colin Peter. In each division, middle school, JV, and varsity, we give out a top shooter award. And the top shooter is the individual that shoots the most clay targets in their respective division for our school. This year for the JV division, our top shooter is Grace Black. Congratulations, good job. And then our varsity top shooter this year is Jacob Spangler. Jacob just had to have a little medical procedure, so he's not with us tonight. But Jacob should be watching. Jacob, congratulations. You're this year's varsity top shooter. Congratulations.
Thank you, Coach Walk. Congratulations again to our JV and varsity shooting sports. Next, we have our women's varsity basketball. Come on up, girls. Come on up. And on deck, we should have JV boys basketball. JV boys basketball. The varsity girls basketball is head coached by Lucas Hargrove. He's not with us this evening. You may have seen on the bulletin, I actually put Coach Tim Martin to speak, but that was actually a typo. I'm used to Coach Martin filling in whatever way possible, but Coach Caroline Walk is going to be speaking tonight from the coaching staff for the varsity girls.
Myself and the coaches are very proud of the girls. This year we went 11-9. We only won, I believe it was 3 games last year. So we have dramatically improved. We played 4 public schools this year, and we won 3 of those 4 games. And some of those schools one of the schools was a 4A school. And so the girls did that. We had 2 girls make the all-region team. We had 1 girl make honorable mention. We beat our in-state rival, our in-town rival, Ben Lippen, this year. So we were very excited about that. And we beat them by double digits. But anyway, so that was very good. We did make it to the first round of the state playoffs. And to my knowledge, that's the first time the girls have made it that far in basketball. The girls have gone through, like any other team this year, they went through sickness, they went through COVID. We had several injuries, had some different challenges that we all endured. But the girls maintained their poise, they kept their heads up, had good attitudes through everything. They've been a fun group to work with. They were eager to learn, they were easy to adapt, to change. As a side note, as a parent and as a coach, I'm excited, I know I'm speaking for the other ladies as well, to be involved in girls' sports. And I like our school's biblical stand on girls' sports. And so with all the controversy that goes on in our world today, I'm a strong proponent for keeping girls' sports the way they are. And so we're excited as the program continues to grow, and we look forward to the fall with these girls. We should have most of them returning. Kim and I are going to both talk. We've got several awards we're going to pass out. I'm going to first start with the Most Christ-like Award. This young lady has a lot of good spiritual qualities. One of the things I thought about was a peacemaker. She was quick to, even if something happened in practice, something happened during a game, it may not have even involved her, but she would go to myself, Coach LaToya, or Coach Kim, and apologize for the team and said, we'll work on it, we'll do better next time. She's humble. She gives 100% the entire time she's playing. She does a lot of things. She plays the piano for her church. She is on the Honor Society, and she plays she runs cross country as well as track. So she's a very busy young lady. She was one of our captains. I'm proud to give this award to Caitlin Ford.
Okay, and the next award is our most improved player. She came in on the varsity team last year as an 8th grader, which is pretty awesome. And this year she started as a 9th grader. She worked real hard all year and then tried out for an AAU team and made that as well. Her mom, I gave it away, would send pictures to us of her practicing outside and just trying to get better. She had to learn all the positions because Coach Hargrove made her play every position at some point in time. So this award goes to Natalie Walk.
Okay, this next award is a first-year player to Northside. She was our point guard. She was also our captain. Maddie Stutz is who this goes to. The team bounced off of her energy. If Madison wasn't excited about the game, the girls were flat. If Madison was excited about the game, they came out with a lot of energy. She kept the tempo of the game. She hustled offensively and defensively. She had quick feet, got a lot of steals, a lot of turnovers, which led to points for us. And so our Hustle Award goes to Maddie Stutz.
Okay, and the next player to get the most outstanding offensive award, I'm going to bring her up here beside me, is Chandrea Pringle. Okay, so I brought you up here because I'm going to tell a funny story. You were injured one game. I was really surprised that he even had you dressing out. And we're behind in the game, I guess, and he says, I got to put her in. And I was like, you're going to put an injured player in the game? And he did, and she hobbled through the court, but she still ended up scoring about 13 points for us that game. Her attitude is even better than her offensive effort and her defensive effort, and we are so pleased to have her here at Northside. So I love you, girl.
We also, just real quick before y'all leave the stage, we also have two, y'all can go ahead and start walking down, but we also had two players off the varsity women's team that made the all-region team, and that is Chandrea Pringle and Madison Stutz. So I want to congratulate them as well.
Mike, sweet.
Next, we have JV boys basketball, and on deck, we have varsity men's basketball. So varsity men's basketball over here on deck with Coach Walk.
All right. So first, this was my first season coaching, and I wouldn't have rather coached any group of guys besides these guys right here. We probably had the most COVID quarantines out of all the teams. I think we had like 5 full practices the whole year. But like I said, these guys are great. We battled through a lot of adversity. For those of you who haven't been to a JV basketball game, it's a lot of empty gyms in the middle of nowhere. But my guys played super hard. We ended up doing better against every team that we played in the region the second time around playing them. And we ended the season on some exciting buzzer beaters and we ended on a great away game at Calhoun. For my awards, are they over here on the table? The first for the most Christ-like award, when I think of Christ-like, I think of selfless, like most of you guys. And this is a guy who, during tryouts, I remember I told him he could step off because his groin was hurt, and he ran through the suicides, crying the whole way, but pushing through the entire time. And he's a guy who's always willing to step up and do anything for his teammates. So that goes to Triton Riley. For the Hustle Award, I don't think of any other guy that works hard. If you think about trying hard, there's one name that comes into mind on this team, and that's Matthew Huey, who is not here. But Matthew won the Hustle Award. And then for most outstanding, thank you. For most outstanding player, this award goes to Sam. Sam. Sam led us this year in scoring and defensively brought a lot of our energy. So those are my guys. Thanks, guys.
Congratulations again, Coach. Great job, JV boys basketball. Next up, varsity men's basketball. Come on up. And on deck, varsity track and field. On deck with Coach Walk. So this team was just a great team to coach. Every year you get a great, unique group of guys. In all the years I've been here, this was my 8th season coaching at Northside for the varsity boys basketball team. And this team was extremely fun to coach. They worked extremely hard. They started in the off season, really throughout the summer, but then once school started in the fall, I would say that we probably had 80% attendance out of the guys from the team going to our workouts at 6 o'clock in the morning before school started. And that was probably, what would you say, Coach, 3 or 4 days a week? 3 or 4 days a week, they were here 6 o'clock in the morning working out to try to make themselves a better player and to become the best team that they could become. And so just really thought their effort leading up to the year was outstanding. And throughout the year, they continued to improve. We had a lot of guys that I think are going to be really good players, some that already are good, but some that are even going to be better next year. So it's extremely exciting. This year, this particular person, I know he's been recognized for this award before, but you know, even though it may be a little bit redundant, it's the truth, and so it is what it is. This particular player, for the most Christ-like, just demonstrates totally a selfless nature that is unparalleled in all my 8 years of being here at Northside. He puts others first. He's on the bench. If he's not in the game, he's cheering everybody on. He really puts his whole heart into every practice and probably improved as much as anybody else also during the offseason. But I can't say enough about this young man. It's going to be sad to see him leave since he's graduating here in the next week. But his name is Bryson McLemore. Most improved. Most improved. This would be from any way you look at it, whether it's from last year to this year or throughout the season. This player is going to be really good. He's going to be really good next year, so come see him play. I'm excited about him. He's gotten stronger. He's in the weight room, and no offense to his younger brother, he is better than his younger brother. I don't mind telling you. His name is Drew Codman, most improved. I don't know if I said that right. I said he's better than his younger. He's better than his older brother. His older brother, Thomas. But I love coaching him as well. I think I stated that incorrectly. Next up, we have our Crusader Leadership Award. This is an award that I actually kind of had to invent, to be honest with you, because I've never had a leader this good in my 8 years of being here. And he was the guy that's got everybody to be here at 6 o'clock in the morning throughout the fall. And as a vocal leader for our team, makes the car go with the engine that he provides. And just outstanding young man off the court as well, Andy Gwynn. And for most outstanding, this is our school's all-time leading scorer in the sport of basketball. He's made the all-region team and the Skeesa North-South All-Star game for 3 consecutive years. Leads Northside Christian varsity team in three-pointers made and attempted. Just an incredible player, but even better person. Extremely excited for the 3rd year in a row to present the Most Outstanding Player Award to Jeb Reiser. Again, congratulations to our varsity men's basketball team. Great job. All right, we've got track and field, varsity track and field. Again, head coach Jake Turner. By the way, before Coach Turner starts, I feel like I've seen Jake come on the stage 10 times tonight, so he's doing a lot here. Appreciate all you do, Coach Turner, for us. As I can say the same for Coach Folks and Coach Kynard and half a dozen other people here. But anyway, thank you, Jake.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of walking back up here. I'm glad this is the last time. Thank you. So, anyway, this is our first year having a track and field team. I mentioned earlier, if you were here, we don't have a track. It makes it a little difficult, but, you know, I thought we did really well. We had almost 40 athletes on the team. I want to thank Coach Folks, Coach Kyron back here. Coach Kyron, who basically worked with the sprinters and some of the jumping events, and then Coach Folks worked with the throwing athletes, while I primarily dealt with the distance runners. But we all kind of jumped in and helped. And Ed Harper, who is not here, just kind of helped us in any way we needed him to. And I also want to thank somebody who I also don't believe she's here, but Christy McHenry, who took all of the track and field photos, and she did a phenomenal job doing that. We probably wouldn't have had very many photos had it not been for her. So really appreciate that, Christy. One other, I just realized when I was standing back there is somebody I want to recognize that's back here before I get into the awards. That person is Madeline Holzenbach. She actually started a petition to get this team going, and I'm not sure how many signatures she got, but I was told it was a lot. When Coach Harmon contacted me to ask if I would, coach this team. And I said, sure, if we got the athletes here, they're ready, they want to do it. I said, well, let's do it. So Madeline, appreciate that. She's busy. She played softball too as well while she was doing track and field. And she kind of got a late start to the season, but she had an incredible season and she made it to the region meet. So thank you, Madeline. So our first award is our Women's High Point, and so this is just strictly statistic based, which female scored the most points for our varsity teams, and this was a very fun race to watch because I tallied up the results before the region meet, and it became a three-person race. The person who finished in third place got a late start to the season, didn't make it the first meet or two. I'm going to imagine she knows who she is. But it was fun. She was right there with them. But the region meet, this person really took off, did anything we needed to. Primarily did sprinting, did hurdles for us, but did some distance work for me too. Phenomenal cross-country runner as well. Bailey was second on that list. Bailey, in case you were wondering. You were right behind her. But Caitlin Ford. So the next award I want to give out was our outstanding distance runner for track and field. So we just decided to do this to kind of, it's hard. We got a lot of events. We got throwers, we got distance runners, we got sprinters. This seemed like the most fair way to do it to me by the end of everything. And so this person, again, they ran a lot of distance for us. I know she did the 2 mile more than she wanted to do. But almost always ran the 1 mile. Did some sprinting for us. Always good to jump in, do whatever. And that individual is Bailey Womack. Coach Connor, you want to come?
All right. I want to thank Coach Harmon and Pastor Creed for allowing us to have a track team this year. It's a great first year. We did it. We made history, first ever track team. Nobody could ever take that away from us, so it was great to be a part of it. All you fall and winter athletes, if you do not have a spring sport, we'd love you to come out for track next year. We can get you faster. We can get you, build your endurance, so we can get you guys out. We can get from 4th to 1st next year and get first place in the region. For my award, I'm going to give out this award to the most outstanding sprinter, and this individual won placed in the region in not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 events. And unfortunately, they will only let us compete in 4, so that just shows what a great athlete he is. He qualified in the 100, 200, and 400, all 3 sprinting events, and also long jump and high jump. And obviously, we do not have the opportunity to practice long jump or high jump, so he did all his practicing at the actual events. So please welcome our Sprinter of the Year, Sam Burks. Turning it over to Coach Folks, who will hand out our award for our throw.
Thanks, Coach Garn. And before I do that, I just want to say this was a very exciting thing for me too. I was really excited to see a track team get started here. And when I first heard about it, I talked to Coach Turner and asked him if he had a throwing coach, which he said he didn't. So I volunteered for it, and I really enjoyed working with these kids. We all know they're great kids. And I do want to mention in particular a couple. Connor McGee, who came out a little bit later, but through I think it was 34-6 in the region meet, which was vastly improved, and that was after having to sit out for a couple of weeks too. Really came out and really elevated our shot put for the guys. And then we had two girls throwers, Madeline Holzbeck and Elizabeth Everett, who both made the region in both discus and shot put. But for our most outstanding field athlete, that goes to Elizabeth Everett. Congratulations. Elizabeth actually scored our very first point of the season in discus, and she also scored our last point of the season and our first state meet point at the state meet at the end of the season. So she did a great job. She qualified for it with a throw of 80 feet, I think 11 inches. Is that right? So excellent job. And I look forward to seeing all y'all out there again next year, improving on those throws. So that's it. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations again. Varsity track and field. Next, we have our varsity men's golf, head coached by Glenn Smith. On deck, by the way, varsity baseball. Varsity baseball, go ahead and make your way over here to the on-deck circle with Coach Walk.
All right. While we get settled up here, I just have to give a shout out to the track team, one person, Jake Turner, for the haircut. You know, he's about 5'6", but with the afro he had, he was about 6'4". So, and then a shout out to the baseball team before they come up, Landon Bice and Bessie the stick horse. Just a call out to Bessie, right? All right, don't know if Bessie made it today. All right, a couple of memorable things for me. Obviously, this is, we have 9 guys on the team, the largest golf team we've had here at Northside in many years. So just appreciate everybody and your effort in coming out, being a part of this growing and young program here. A couple of highlights for me, and I really told Hudson I would tell this, but one of the, I guess, a highlight for them, but a low light for me was the time we're heading to Greenwood and I have 6 players and I get pulled by a motorcycle cop. That was a little rough when suddenly we were on Facebook. Yeah. So, anyways. And the other highlight was obviously just being with these guys is a treat for me. But, you know, when we went to Charleston and it was like Wildlife Day, you know, they've got these fox squirrels, you know, down in Charleston, you know, like the black look like masks, like bandits, right? They'll steal your crackers out of your cart if you're not careful. But you know, we saw that, and Jacob ran into Mr. Snake that day also. And Josh met Mr. Alligator on the side of the pond, in between the pond and the sand trap. So it was an eventful day, but we've had a great time. Want to start with our most Christ-like, and I talked about what that means to me, what that means I know to us here at Northside, but I just think of a few adjectives here for this individual. Always an encourager, always very, very positive. And in golf, man, it's so easy to get negative, am I right? and listen to that, always willing to help others, always, and humble. That award this year goes to Alex Stevenson. Congratulations, Alex. Improvement in golf is, like I said before, it takes a lot of hard work, but dedication. And we dedicated ourselves to always giving 100% effort in practice. I mean, you've got to practice hard to get better. But in golf, we typically play 9 holes, not 18, we play 9 holes. And we keep score, of course. This person's first time out, 65 it's okay. 65, but when you take 16 strokes off in 2.5 months and never having played before, to me, that's improvement. I don't know about you, Coach, that's improvement. So this year, that award goes to Trevor Hoffman. Congratulations. Went from a 65 to a 49 in 2.5 months, so that's pretty amazing. And then as I said earlier, MVP in my book is a lot more than just scores and all that sort of thing. To me, it's the intangibles that matter just as much: the leadership, the dedication, the example, the positiveness, as well as the scoring. Willing to go up against some of the best players in the state as well, and that's hard to play with people like that sometimes. But that MVP award goes to Jacob Spangler, who's not here tonight. So I want to give that to Jacob. Also a shout out to his dad, who was very much a big help to us. He helped us host a father-son outing this year, which is extremely memorable. So my last award, I just want to make a big deal also about my senior. Didn't get a chance to have our senior night at the baseball game, but this is for Braden. Come on up here, Braden. I really, really appreciate you and your leadership, your dedication to the golf program. This is for you. Thank you very much. All right, guys. All right, Coach, that's it. We appreciate it. Thank you guys for your support.
Thank you, Coach. Let's give another round of applause for varsity men's golf. And last but certainly not least, region champions and Final Four this year, varsity baseball. Head coached by Bob McMillan and assisted by Andy Phillips.
Do you need this?
Mr. Smith wanted to take the microphone home.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what you would do.
Looking through these awards right here to make sure that I get everything in order. First of all, I'd like to thank the administration, Pastor Creed, and Jason Harmon for the support that they gave this group of guys, and Andy Phillips and myself. They gave us support all the way through, and we appreciate it very much. Also, I'd like to recognize my assistant coach. You'll step up, Andy. It's Coach Andy Phillips. I want to tell you one thing about Andy. He's a Citadel graduate, and I know he had to graduate with honors there because he made me be a better guy being on time, and he did a great job supporting these guys. He was there when they needed extra BP. He never told them no, and I couldn't ask for a better assistant to run this program with, and I thank him very much. All right, as you see here, we've got a nice stack of awards, and it's for a reason. I think this is the first time that the baseball program here actually hands down won the region championship. And I've got the ball autographed by everybody, and it's going into the glass showcase after this. So it sets a good precedent here at the school for the athletic program. I'll put that right there. I'd like to start with my first award here, and it goes to a young man that's new to the school. Some of you probably don't know him. He's got a hard name to pronounce, so that's going to probably give it away. Most Christ-like award goes to Zach Provenzano. Stay right here, stay right here. Let me tell you about this young man. I've coached him for probably 5 years, and in 5 years, he has never given 1 ounce of problem to any program that he's been involved with. And if I would lose him before a ball game and need him to tell him it was his turn to hit in the cage, I'd walk around the corner in the dugout, and I'd see this young man praying. I'd walk over and I'd say, okay, it's your time to hit. I said, tell me what you've been praying about. He said, Coach, I'm praying for my team and my team members. And so that hands down grabbed the most Christ-like award. All right, this next award is for most improved, and it goes to one of my favorite guys, because this is Dylan Judy. Hey, Dylan, as you all know, I coached here 2 years and didn't even know his right name. I called him Vegas. He used to live in Las Vegas, and it became a joke. When the game got tight and he came to bat, I would be coaching third base, and I'd holler, all right, Vegas, let's roll the dice and get it done. So he would always come through. Good job, buddy. All right, the next award goes to Charlie Compton. Charlie? This is probably the most prestigious award, not only for the school, but for the whole region, because Charlie got the most outstanding varsity baseball player in the region. That's the #1 region player, Charlie Compton. Wait a minute. Let me tell you, there were a lot of good athletes there that could have gotten the award over Charlie, but I'm going to tell you what pushed him over the top and got this award for him. Not only his good baseball ability, but the type of young man that he is. He never gives anyone any trouble. His work ethic is probably harder than his daddy Frank's, and that's saying a lot. Charlie's off the charts when it comes to dedication and hard work ethic, and he's going on to play college baseball, and I know he'll do well. Bear with me, I've got quite a few of these awards, and if you paid much attention to our region, I think we had more players on the region, all-region team, and the All-Star, North-South All-Star, than any other school in SCISA 2A. So I'm going to start out with David Lee Clamp, all-region team. Good job, buddy. Charlie Compton, all-region team. Micah Connor, all-region team. And before I came up here, he whispered and told his mom, say, don't call me your son, Robert. So I'm going to call him my son, Robert McMillan. And last but not least, Zach Provenzano. Max, come on up. Max got honorable mention. All region honorable mention, Max McKenna. All right, now we got through with all of the awards. And I've got a couple of awards here that I want to go over real quick with you, just to show my appreciation to the team. I've coached many years, and this is the first year that I don't think I have ever had any discipline problems or any negative issues with the team. and it showed because they were successful. There were 20 wins and 6 losses. If you look around at all of our neighbors, these public schools and private schools, it's going to be hard to find 20 wins with 6 losses. And it's because their attitude was so good. Their work ethic was there. Coach Andy pushed them. We all pushed them, and they gave, and it paid off. They won the region. So I don't usually give an MVP award, but I want you to listen just a minute, and I'm going to introduce you to my MVP players. I had a pitching staff of 3 10th graders. Micah, step out. Robert, step forward. David Lee, step forward. These 3 10th graders pitched most of the entire year against 12th graders and did really well. They all have stats that are high on the region books, and they are my MVP pitchers. Garrett, you step forward. Luke, step forward. These guys right here are my MVP outfielders. Garrett was constantly making catches on the fence to save ball games, and just outstanding catches. When we'd see the ball hit, we just figured it was over. And sure enough, Garrett backs up on the fence several games and pulls it in. This is Luke Cochran. Luke was in the right field in the region championship game and made a diving catch that could have caused us to lose the region had he not come up with the ball so quick. So that's Luke. All right, back it up. All right, come on out, Landon. This is Landon Bice. This is my MVP catcher. He caught 25 ball games. He sat out 1 year. That's it. 1 game in the whole season. That's unheard of. I know he played 5 or 6 of those really hurt. And he came around really good. He threw out some of the fastest runners in the region, and he worked hard and was dedicated to being a better catcher. All right, everybody has had, we've got Max and Zach. They were, step up, they were part of my hitting core, and Charlie. They constantly had a good batting average, and David Lee. And then last of all, but not least of all, Andy Gwynn. Come on up here, Andy. This young man hadn't played baseball in 10 years, and in 2 or 3 weeks, he was making major contributions to the team that helped us win this region championship. Andy Gwynn. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for the school giving us the opportunity here to have a successful year. And the good thing about it is we don't have but 2 seniors going off, and a lot of our opponents had 5, 6, 7 seniors this year. So stick around until next year, and if you think this was good, next year's going to be even better. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Great job, varsity baseball. And one other last announcement. Coach Bob McMillan was also voted as Region Coach of the Year. So let's give Coach McMillan a big hand. Region Coach of the Year. Just a couple last notes. I know we're out of time this evening, but thank you again for being here, and thank you to all of our teams and student athletes and our coaches for all the hard work that you've put in. I really do believe this. I don't just say this. I do believe the best is yet to come at Northside in terms of athletics. A lot of stuff is going to be continuing to improve here. So I'm extremely excited about that. A lot of you already know Dean Howell is going to be our athletic director next year. And he's going to continue to take our program to even bigger heights. So I'm excited to see the future and what all God has in store for us. One other note, make sure that if you have not grabbed your certificate for participation from any of your coaches when you were up here, we have those. Your coach has it, so see your coach before you leave if you didn't grab it. Also, if you are a coach and you didn't grab your gift bag up here on the table, please make sure you grab your coach's gift before you leave. After we're done, make sure you come up here if you want to grab pictures or anything. You can get a picture up here with your family on the stage if you'd like to before you leave this evening as well. A couple of last-minute thank yous. I think I thanked Donnie Tidwell in the first ceremony. I don't think I did in the second one. He's been doing the lights tonight back in the back. We've also had help from Kathy Sanders running the media presentation. Thanks to both of them. And last but not least, a guy that came in, he just started interning with me for the summer, but he helped put all this together for this award ceremony. Luke Swearingen put a lot of the slideshow together. So let's give all those people a huge round of applause. Thank you once again, and one last shout out. I just thought about him. He's helped me with a ton this year, just individually in so many ways. I want to give a shout out to my assistant coach, and he helps me tremendously throughout the year, Christian Williams. Let's give Coach Williams a round of applause as well. Thank you. If you need anything, come get me after the ceremony. Be glad to speak with you. Y'all have a safe drive home. God bless. We look forward to seeing you again soon.